Welcome, Roger.
I can start. Hi, everybody. This is the census discussion. Thank you for joining. We understand that a lot of people will be joining throughout the time. They may be popping in and out. So before we get started, let's introduce everybody. My name is Jesselyn Ackerman Frank. I'm on the chair. I'm the director of at the commission. I'm involved in civic engagement, so I will introduce my team. And also to help us clarify the communication roles, I'm going to go back a little bit and explain. We have two ASL interpreters here. We have Tara and we have Maria. They'll be facilitating communication, so the CART we'll be able to have CART captioning. You'll notice the chat feature on your right. So make sure you'll see different people putting chats and questions and comments if you have any issues. And also make sure you post questions, and you'll see Katie on there if you have any questions, because we don't want people raising their hand all at once. So make sure you put your question in there, and then she will let me know, so then you can help us clarify and make sure the communication is clear. When I call on my different team members, I'd like you to introduce yourself. I will put them on the spotlight as the speaker view so you can see them a little bit bigger. So have a little bit of patience as this is our first time doing this, so have a little bit of patience so we can go through with this. So I'm excited to have everybody here today. We're going to start by introducing the census team. So first we have Emery.
Hello. My name is Emery Kevin Dively. This is my sign name. And I work with the commission as a contractor. Hello. My name is Sara Arana. And I'm also a contractor with the commission. Hello. My name is Dahlia, and I'm the project coordinator for Census 2020, as well as the Deaf Equity Organization. Hello. My name is Jir. And this is my sign name, Jir. And I am a contractor with the commission. Welcome. Hello. My name is Philip. And I am a contractor with the commission. Hi. My name is Cindy. And I am a contractor with the commission as well. Welcome. We can discuss the Census 2020 and the concerns that have arisen with that. Many of us maybe received a letter in the mail in an envelope like this. The census trained us that we would be receiving a postcard. So many people were looking forward to their mailboxes for this postcard, but got this instead. So many were concerned, especially in the deaf community, that this was not the actual census and it was fraudulent mail. They were expecting something like this. It is a blue letter that is inserted into the mailbox, into the envelope with a private code. Many people received, said that they've received this, a few of them within the course of the week, and they were concerned. So the team today wanted to help and support each one of these individuals with their concerns. We do want to make some clarifications that the census do not ask for your credit card. They don't ask for private information as your social security number. And they do not ask for any purchases. So I know that people were extremely concerned and had questions in relation to that in the census. We wanted to show you, and we'll share what the website is and what we've used it for and how you're able to fill out the census form. Just have some patience with me as we share the screen. This is what the Census 2020, it's going to be my2020census.org. Then you can start the questionnaire. And remember the code that we recently were discussing, the one that will be on your informational letter? So once you go onto the internet, you can put in your private code that was given to you. And once you're in, that's when the 10 questions will be shown. And we can discuss we will be discussing the 10 questions soon. So does anybody have any questions in relation to the specific login? Roger, you had a question? And then there's a sequence of numbers. I'm wondering, and once you go in, it's already ready. I don't have to fill in my name or anything like that. Is that correct? So Roger, once you go in with your code, it will populate different questions. And yes, they will ask for your name as well as your address, and they will ask for what your gender, male or female, as well as your nationality. It's people that are living in all the people that are living in your home, and so on and so forth. There are 10 questions in all. Oh, I see. Just 10 questions. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. So now, is there any more questions in relations through the population of the login?
Yeah, what's the deadline? Or when does this need to be done by? Is it April or is it now or what's the deadline?
That is a wonderful question. That is a wonderful question. So once you received it, we encourage everyone to go ahead and fill out the form as soon as possible, so that if you don't fill it out now, they'll send you another one again, giving you a reminder. There'll be several reminders sent to you. There'll be a fourth reminder, then they start calling, and then they start getting door knockers. So I want you guys to understand that now with the coronavirus, they suspended the April 1st for more dissemination of information and reminders for people at door knocking and visiting. So we encourage you, for people that have already received the notice, to go ahead and fill it out. So if you need assistance, we're here to support you. You can register and how we can help you and support you in the process.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you. So now we have approximately about 5 questions that the community has been asking us. And we're going to go and take turns and ask the contractors to answer some of these questions. First question is for Sara Arana. And the question is, what if I do not know my nationality? I don't know. What do I do?
Yeah, how to answer that question related to your nationality, that's a good one. One of them could be how you identify. A second way would be you can mark more than one. A third option is if you're just not sure at all what you identify, you can also just leave it blank. That's no problem. And then just move on to the next question.
Thank you so much, Sara. Next question is for Jir. If I don't identify as male or female, what do I do?
That's a good question. Some people may strongly identify one or the other, and some may not. And if you do not, you can just leave it blank. There is no problem with leaving it blank.
Thank you so much, Jer. So the next question is from Adalia. If I live with a roommate, do I need to place them on the census?
Yeah, so if your roommate lives with you by April 1st, you have to count them as part of the census living with you, yes.
Thank you so much, Dahlia. I did want to add some clarification information on that. If a person lives with you most of the time, let's say they live and sleep with you, you do count them in your census. I know there's some people that are curious when it comes to if children are born by April 1st, what do we do? Do we count them? Sara?
Yeah, so if you're in the hospital on April 1st and you have a baby that day, then you absolutely will count that baby.
Okay, Jer, what about people who live in dorms? Where do we count them? Do you count them at home or in their dorm?
Good question. So dorms for college students, the important thing is how much time do you spend at that dorm? If it's more than 50% of your time, then yes, you are counted in that space. If it's, you commute back and forth, then you would count your home if that's your primary space of living. But if you're more than 50%, you count the dorm.
Wonderful. The next question is going to be for Emery. I want to show that I am deaf, blind, and hard of hearing, but I don't see it in the census. Where do I put that information?
That's a very important question. We may be looking for those words, deaf, blind, and hard of hearing, and they're not on there. So you notice there's a space that says race. If there's a space that you can fill in deaf, blind, and hard of hearing. Look at the very last question. It will say other races. You can fill in right there the words deaf, deafblind, or hard of hearing, you can. You can also add your race. If you identify as another race that's not on that list, the census will be able to track that then for you. That's a good way to do it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And final question is for Philip. Am I required by law to fill the census, or can I just disregard it?
That's a good question as well. You're going to see this form and receive it in the mail, and you may wonder, is it required by law? And the answer is yes, it is. The US Constitution Amendment number 14 required all people to fill out the census. If you ignore it and disregard it, you will be fined $100. If you purposely fill out false information, you will be fined $500. So yes, the answer is everybody is required to fill out the census.
Thank you so much. Now, some of you, the reminder of goals of the census to be able to count every individual in the United States. And the reason for that is that there's over 6 billion people, and being able to distribute those funds to each state for trains, for emergency services, for programs in each individual state. And without those census, you're unable to be counted and be able to know the exact needs of your communities. So we're going to go and we're going to turn it over to people that are on Zoom. Is there any particular questions that we have not answered just yet and wanted to discuss? So if I identified as retired, if I'm a deaf person and I'm retired, do I need to put in the age, or is that counted, or? Go ahead.
Roger, sorry, it cut off the conversation. You were asking if I'm retired, do I still need to be counted in the census?
Yes, that is my question, and that's what I was wondering.
That's a great question. Yes. So everybody is counted, regardless if you're working full-time, part-time, you are a snowbird, if you're retired, doesn't matter. Everybody needs to be counted, but great question.
Bethany? Hi, my name is Bethany, and I'm from Family Tree Clinic. I've had some people that have contacted me to see if the census will be delayed due to the pandemic, or if the government, I'm sorry, or if the federal government will be expecting us to respond at a digital time, the same deadline. I know that a lot of people are experiencing they're concerned with opening mail and things of that sort. So I wanted to know what was the process and what we were thinking about that.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, thank you, Bethany. Right now, a lot of this work has been on hold until April 1st. They haven't made a decision about delaying it. They're trying to create a platform that shifts the online, because a lot of people are working from home and because libraries closed, schools are closed. And so a lot of that information is not necessarily readily available, but we're trying to share the link as we are given. And I agree with you. A lot of people are anxious around the whole situation. And this is why we posted this event. And I'm sure you're getting calls, and I'm sure people are getting calls asking for private information, which the census does not do. You're right, with a lot of people getting mail, unsure whether I can open it, what can I trust, what can't I trust? And so we ask for your help and the public's help. The census does not ask for your credit card, your social security number. It won't ask for you to pay anything. It won't ask for you to fill out very sensitive information. You need to if they will not call you. So more information about the deadline and whatnot because of this and the timeline because of this will be shared at a later date. But please use our website, DHHS, the website and the commission website. Plus we'll pull up some more resources that we can look for updates as they come available.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's all I needed to know. I have to go to another meeting, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? So if not, I'm going to show you some different resources.
And this is what the website is. So once you can pull it up, there are a lot of different videos to disseminate the information in ASL. There's also the commission website you're able to access. There's a tab for census, and you can find the information there. And what are the actual contractors do and what they do for the commission, what they're involved in. And you can look at that information at this area. See the contractors. As you can see, you're noticing our pictures are uploading as well as their contact information. If you have any doubts or want to make sure, you can also look at who is the staff, and you can find that in the same location. And you are more than welcome to message us or set an appointment with us. We do have our direct contact there as well. So if you have any questions about the census itself, here's the website for the Minnesota website. And as you can see, you can contact directly or email the individuals that are in the census program. These are the names. Is there any one of you that have any additional questions or any of the contractors that want to add anything? Contractors, do you have anything to add? Do you have any, Roger, do you have any more questions?
So I have these two forms. So I should only have one, right? Because I should follow the one that has the code.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is after this, we'll have one of our contractors talk with you one-on-one because we want to make sure that your privacy code stays private for you. But if we had anything else to add, many of us are more than happy to show how to complete the census, and we won't share your private information. And we won't share your private code with others. So we don't want for anyone here to know the information to the public. So Roger, if you're willing, I can assign you one of our members of our team and they can video with you and they can discuss one-on-one after the session.
Good, sounds great. Thank you.
Sounds good, Roger?
Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. And I see that there's some hands up, Jer and Pamela. Philip.
Yeah, so this is Jer. So basically, I'm going to explain why the census is sent out. It's sent out every 10 years. And the census is important because it, of course, when you get it, report it sooner than later. Because you definitely don't want somebody to, call you consistently or knock on your door consistently. So it's best that you fill it out as soon as you get it in the mail.
Yes, Emery?
Yeah, so I'd like to emphasize how important the census is. It's regarding money and how this money is spent based on each state's population. And we get that through the census. And suppose one state only gets one vote, then they realize, oh, that state's, may not be very important because there's not a lot of people there, which means not a lot of people filled out the census. But that could actually equate to a lot of money that state doesn't get. So make sure that you fill it out. And we want to make sure that because it happens only every 10 years. And because there's a lot of money that could be vested into the state based on who fills out the census, and that because that helps build highways, associations, state agencies. And if nobody fills out the census, then that money will be equated in other states. And so some people think, oh, well, I might just, if I don't fill it up, I'm just one person. It doesn't make a big difference, but it does make a really big difference because we know that COVID-19 is impacting the entire world. We know that our votes are very impactful. We know that every vote counts. So just like every census counts. And so we want to make sure, because it only happens every 10 years. So we want to make sure this increases our funding for deaf, blind, and hard of hearing population as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Philip?
Yeah, I'd like to add about the census. Everything that the information that you share is private. That information is only given to the census team to count, and that's all. They're not going to share it with immigration. They're not going to share it with the IRS. They're not going to share it with police. They don't share it with anybody. It's literally just there for counting. And the census has been around for over 70 years. And so there are laws that govern, and we know that there are reasons set in place. The census is committed to keeping our private information private.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to wrap it up. Oh, I'm sorry, Jer, you had something else to mention?
For those who are interested with some of this, so Congress has a certain number of people who represent each state. And those representatives is entirely based on the census count. So if we have a low number of people who fill out the census, then we have low number of representatives. So that's why it's very important as well to fill it out, to make sure we're all counted.
Thank you so much. Now, before we wrap it up, how many of you have already completed your census and filled them out? Wonderful. So if we have nothing else to add. Oh, 1 second. Wonderful. Beautiful. So now it seems we've gotten everything. It's perfect timing. There's 30 minutes in your day. Enjoy your time and spend it with this is also recorded live, so people are able to view it afterwards. Again, if you have any questions or need assistance, and we're here to be able to support you, you can go ahead and have a video phone appointment with any of the contractors, and all of us are ready to help you. Roger, I look forward to chatting with you next and connecting you with one of our contractors to fill out your form today. If there's anything else, we want to say thank you so much for the cart services, as well as the interpreting services, as well as everyone who has joined us here today. This is an extremely important thing. We want to emphasize that the census they will not ask for your credit card information, for your bank information. They will not ask you for your social security number or to pay for any services. The census will not ask you that. The census will ask you only 10 questions and provide you a code to be able to fill those out online. Where do you live? Who do you live with? What is your nationality? Things of that sort. Other things that provide private information, that's not appropriate and that's concerning. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can contact us. We're here for you. All right, Roger, I'm going to hang up with everyone else, and then I'm going to ask one of the team members to give you a contact today, okay? Perfect. Jerry, you want to be responsible for contacting Roger? Sure.